All right, Death Valley, it's one of the hottest places on earth. We know that, right? Its reputation precedes itself. But beyond the famous and intense heat, it's also known for being home to the world's toughest foot race, the Badwater 135 Ultramarathon. This year, the event became the stage for an inspiring comeback. At 80 years old, Bob Becker of Fort Lauderdale defied the brutal conditions and the odds to finish the grueling 135-mile race. Not only did he become the oldest person to ever complete the race, he was just one of 93 people overall to complete it earlier this month. And he joins us now on Fox Weather to share that incredible story. Bob, thank you for being here. This is amazing. Congratulations. I can't even entertain the idea of running 135 miles anywhere. But if I did, the last spot I would want to do it is Death Valley. That's probably what makes it so special, though. Can you describe what it feels like to be running across desert terrain in such extreme conditions?
Yeah, well, it's pretty warm out there, no question about it. Now, fortunately, the race starts on a Monday night at 8 o'clock. So you're starting at sundown, but it's a 48-hour race. It actually took me 45 to finish. So you're running through 2 nights. So one of the big challenges is the sleep deprivation. And of course, after that first night, then you're facing a really hot day before you get to that second night. So yeah, you have to use a lot of tricks to stay ahead of the heat. And that's really the key, to stay ahead of it. So it's nutrition, hydration, replacing sweat with electrolyte items, and basically draping yourself in ice and cold water the entire time. So you have a crew supporting you out there, a crew of 4 people who meet you every couple of miles to replenish those things: fresh bottle of water, food, and some fresh ice bandanas to keep you going. But that's really what you need to do, stay ahead of it.
So Bob, as I'm reading about your story, my favorite part was that this was a second attempt. 3 years ago, you were painfully close, physically and mentally, to getting this done. But you were, what, 17 minutes past the official cutoff? So after suffering through, what made you, what gave you the courage, the strength to want to do this again?
Well, I had 3 previous finishes at Badwater. I'm out there every year volunteering or running. And I had this thing in my head about becoming the oldest finisher. And 3 years ago, as you said, I just missed the mark. I finished, but I was over the cutoff, so it wasn't official. And at that point, I had no intention of coming back and trying again. But last November, I ran a 140-mile race in Arizona and did well. And I thought, maybe. So I applied to get in. I got lucky, and I trained well, and I just had no thought that I was not going to finish this year.
Why
and with
not?
my great crew and just a positive attitude, I was able to make it to the finish line this time.
So Bob, I have to ask you, as an ex-Floridian, this kind of exertion, it can be dangerous for any person at any age. When you prepare for this, we mentioned that you're down in Fort Lauderdale. That humidity is something completely different. And you had mentioned being in a desert climate. It isn't all during the day. It's a long race. What's worse, as you're preparing for this, and the mugginess, or actually following through in the race?
That's a great question. Actually, kind of both. So in addition to training in the heat here in Florida, I also spend time in a sauna to get used to that really intense dry heat. So it was 118 at the start of the race this year. And because of the nature of the desert, it absorbs that heat during the day, the rocks, the street, the road itself, slowly well into the night. So it's hot. And that first day in an area called Panamint Valley with the sun blazing overhead, the road got so hot that it was actually burning my legs. So I had to put on a long pair of pants to reflect some of that heat away. So again, you have to use tricks. You have to train properly for the race. I have a fabulous coach who's been training me for 20 years and always has me ready on race day. And she certainly had me ready this time.
Yeah, just incredible. And we're up against the clock, but I did want to point out, you ran your first marathon at 57, your first ultra at 60, and now you've made history at 80. So that is something very special right there. Ultra marathoner Bob Becker, thanks for sharing your story with us on Fox Weather.
Thank you, Ian.